Yo, Elliot. So we got a really long question here that I'm not gonna read from our buddy Philip in Germany. Basically, if I understand your essay here properly, he's been training for quite a while. He's doing bench press and heavy bench press and heavy dips in order to build his pushing strength, right? Both very good exercises. I think what he's asking is, are there alternatives? He basically doesn't want to do those exercises any longer. Maybe he's growing bored with them, whatever the case may be. Wants to know if there are alternatives to building pushing strength to the bench press and the weighted dip. First of all, both awesome exercises. And if you were to design the perfect training routine, those are two that I would put in there. Weighted dips are incredible, at the top of my list with regard to pushing. And the bench press, depending on how you do it or whatever the case may be, is great as well. I would also include overhead pressing. You know, I don't know if you're actually doing that. But he wants alternatives. We become very tickled by new exercises. We want new, cool things to do. What kind of new twist can I put onto this exercise? It's very gratifying to the ego. We like it. It's entertaining, really. So we go about looking for new fucking things to do. When we can really squeeze the juice out of and maximize the exercises we're already doing with minor adjustments to parameters, you see. And most of us take many parameters for granted. You know, everybody thinks about sets and reps. Sets and reps, sets and reps, sets and reps. How many sets, how many reps? But have you considered the tempo that you're using with these exercises? You want a brand new stimulus, slow down your tempo. Go pause at the top of your dip, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take 4 seconds to get down, and then 4 seconds to come up, concentric and eccentric. Pause again, even pause at the bottom, right? Or do one of these situations where you pause for 3 seconds at different intervals throughout the movement. That's changing the tempo parameter, right? You don't have to change the exercise, it's a great exercise. Change the tempo parameter and you will get a brand new stimulus. It would be like a brand new fucking exercise. Like, I never did this shit before, my body is getting all types of new gains. People would want to know, what new sexy exercise have you used? I'm just still doing the same shit, except I've changed the tempo parameter. Change the rest interval parameter. That's another one most people don't think about. Whatever weight you're using, keep your rest interval to a minimum, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Notice that you won't be able to use the same weight. Or take a longer rest interval. Take 4 minutes rest and see that you can continue to use a really heavy weight for multiple sets. Maybe you do 8 sets of 2 with a really heavy weight, taking 4 minutes rest in between. This is our palette to paint the picture of our bodies. We've got so many different variables to play with. Play with your variables. When you've got good exercises, stick with them. You know, I've got a library of exercises in my head a mile long. But there are a handful that are staples. There are a handful that I continue to go back to. It's how I do those exercises that's going to determine the result that I get. And I often change the parameters. So that's my answer to you. Don't look for new sexy shit to do. Just maximize the thing that you're doing by adjusting the parameters, experimenting with it, seeing what type of results you get, and then moving forward from there. So that's it. Peace. Yo, Elliot.